Okay, so now I've made the three pieces that are essentially the same, or have the same profile, that is 35 mil in this view by 100 mil that we can see in plan. So the 100 mil is this way. And so looking at them in the 3D view, you can see that they're still reading as separate pieces. If you're worried that they should look like this and read as one piece, don't worry about that. We can make them join together afterwards using the join tool. But what I want to do next, though, is the sill, or the sill trimmer, or reveal, or trimmer really, and that's going to sit down here and stick out a little bit. I'm going to go back to my reference plane, the ref level floor plan. And you could do this even if you don't have the window head done. Actually, the order really doesn't matter as long as you've got the jams. So I'm going to make an extrusion. And here it's a little bit more complex if you want to do it the right way, and I'm going to try to get you to do things the right way. Now you've got this piece here which really would sit under the window jams, but I'm just going to make it overlap. So I'm going to draw a rectangle, the same way I did before, by clicking a point inside, and we'll bring over the other side this up and to the right. So again, it's inside the window jams, just to make my aligning a bit clearer. So using the align tool, like I said, I'm going to make it overlap the jam. So this time I'm going to use the reference plane on the side of the opening, and then pick the side of my rectangle, lock it. I'll do the same on the other side. Reference plane, edge of the rectangle, lock. Now, looking in the plan view, how do we know which is the inside and which is the outside? Exactly, spot on. That's good if you spotted that. So yeah, so they do tell you. If you zoom out, you'll see interior and exterior in your plan view. And Revit needs to know that, because you've got to establish, again, which is the inside and which is the outside as you place your windows, because I'm sure you all know, with a sash, for example, like this, exactly, the top needs to go on the outside. Or it'll leak, that's right. So, okay, so we want the sill to stick out on the exterior side. So I'm going to choose the bottom edge of the jam and align that exactly. Lock it. But then I'm going to draw a dimension from the window jam top to the edge of my sill, place it to one side. 20 mil is actually what I wanted, but if you need to change it, you can always select that line and, of course, change that dimension. Oh, and it's a bit off anyway, so I'll make it 20 by typing. Tick finish. And, now, sorry, what did I forget? I didn't lock it. So, not a problem. I can always edit extrusion, select the dimension, and then lock. Now, you might find that you forget to lock them, and it should follow that anyway. The locking really is just forcing it to keep that dimension, but usually if you draw a dimension in, it takes precedence over something that doesn't have a dimension. So there's my piece, and I will, again, just put in a height in properties there, an extrusion start of, say, 1,000 and an end of, say, 1,200. These are just arbitrary values, so that when I finish it and look in a 3D view or the elevations, I can see it and it's not inside the wall. And then I'm sure you can work out the rest, because it's the same as the head. I can block the bottom to the window, but I need a reference plane just like I had up here. I'm going to draw a new reference plane over to the right. Make that, again, 20. Yeah, just because it's... Yeah, exactly. Yep. So you can see it there. Okay, and then, just like before, draw a dimension so that you can lock it. And then all you should need to do is click and drag the arrows on the extrusion to lock it to the edge of your opening, and of course to the reference plane. Lock it. So now go to the 3D view, and you can see there that doesn't look very good. So here you really should be looking at using join to clean up the graphics there. So there, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to, on the modify tab, oh yeah, switch 2 seconds, I'll come up in a sec. So I'm going to click the join tool, and then select the sill, and then the jam. You can see that just cleans up all the joins. So same here, sill, and the jam. And then at the top, we may as well, while we're at it, do the same thing with the jam and then the head. Over here, it's already picked it up. So then what's the last thing to make sure it's all still working? Exactly, flexing. So I can flex, in other words, change these dimensions again. So let's try 2000 and 1000. Ah, here we go. Remove constraints. Delete elements. Okay, so we've got a problem. Right, so that didn't work. So I'm going to undo and see where I went wrong. So I've just undone the joining, and I'm going to go back and try flexing again. So I'll make that 2000 and 1000. Yep. Okay, so it was okay up until the join. So I'll do the bottom first. Try flexing again. 2200 and 3800. Yep. Okay, so it's up to that point. It's when I try to join the top to the jams that it's got a problem. So I'll just do that now. Also, I'll just try flexing again now. It may have just been a temporary error, which does happen. Yep, now it's working. Okay, so let's try the join. This is why you need to test it as you go along. So let's see. $3,800 and 2200. Oh, now it's working. That does happen. I don't know why, but again, that's why it's so important to just test it as you go along. Keep coming in and making sure those parameters are working. You'd think in theory it should work if you just do all the work and then leave the testing until the end. But it's the same when you're doing programming or anything like this with software. You really need to check the logic all the way through, and it is easy to just do one step wrong and not realise, and then you'll go too far ahead and realise that the whole thing's broken and you've got to start again from scratch. Okay, so that's working though. I'll give you some time to do that, and we'll have a look at the then the panels.